much indeed. Well, this is just going to be a little song about an ordinary foot soldier trying to get, you know, in Napoleon's army, trying to get the hell out of Russia. And it gives me a chance just to introduce this ridiculous band that I put together over most of my life. Just come out from his guitar, from his keyboard mountain to play beautiful guitar, which he can do, and beautiful bass, which he can do, or produce you a beautiful record, which he can do, or to juggle, which he can do. He's a sort of can-do kind of a chap. Guy Fletcher. Next to Guy is a fellow you all know as a guitar master, of course, we all know him as that, and but he also plays a whole bunch of instruments. And we had a count up, in fact. I played one instrument, Richard, he plays about 10. The band altogether plays 49. It's like that back there. But anyway, he's going to play a bouzouki on this song. Richard Bennett. And next to Richard is a star from, well, there's two stars actually, from the UK, from the brass department, and he played on the album beautifully, and it's been just great having them along on this trip as well. So he's brought his trumpet, he's brought his cornet, and he's brought his flugelhorn. Indeed, it's Tom Walsh. And all the way from Australia comes this guy, but he works in England, and in fact works with Tom a lot because he plays to the same brilliant standard. And he's brought his tenor sax, he brought his soprano sax, he's brought his clarinet. And if you searched in his little bag there, you'd find a little whistle, which somebody's teaching him how to play, and I don't know who it is, and I don't take much notice of all that because you don't want to get too deep into it all, you know. But he's already had a public debut, and apparently, well, of course, him being him, playing the way he plays, I'm sure it went very well indeed. Graeme Blevins. And now the three big guys in the band here, and with the Celtic drum around his neck there they're called the Baron, and I fell in love with that instrument a long time ago, and I vowed that I would learn how to play it. Yeah, and I failed at that, and I have a drawer for things like that, and it's just got a label on, just says shit, it didn't work. And it went in there. But this guy's very clever, he's played with me for many years on different things, plays a lot of instruments. Danny Cummings. And now this guy's been with me for a lot of years too, as well, because he's the #1 call drummer in the UK. And he's a proud Welshman, so we're going to Wales now, and where people who are called Ian, we are actually called Ianto. So he is a large Welshman on a small American drum, just doing the other half of the drum kit on this song. But Ianto Thomas. Yeah, and then the next big guy on the big instrument is, well, I had thought about the same time as I met Richard in '96. I was in a little club, and I thought I'd made a big discovery, because I was looking for somebody to play string bass, because I was writing songs for string bass as well as bass guitar. Anyway, I thought, wow, this guy plays both. He plays like a god, and it's a tiny club. I've made this big discovery, and of course then I found out pretty quickly that he was just having a night off and was relaxing with some pals, and in fact spent most of the days, spends most of the days and nights in the studios recording with all sorts of huge stars. So, but for some strange reason he stuck around ever since '96. From Madison, Wisconsin, a fabulous musician, Glenn Worf. And then, again, from the same period, 96, somebody said to me, do you want to hear the best keyboard player you've ever heard in your life? I said, yeah. And that's how it turned out to be. You know, best keyboard, best pianist, best Hammond organ player. In fact, any keyboard that he happens to be passing that takes his interest, he tends to be a complete and total genius on it. And I just still don't understand why he's hanging around. But all the way from Long Beach and dressed appropriately, Jim Cox. Now the next two I heard on a record many years ago, and they've been with me ever since. I said to who I was with, these two guys have got the most beautiful souls for music. It's unbelievable. And, you know, they have another job, actually, which when they go off without me, they go off and do shows all over the world, and they investigate Guinness. It's a scientific pursuit. Yeah. So they can, you know, they can dispense very valuable advice in that direction. Should you require it, just talk to them afterwards. But this guy can play anything, and he's played small, short whistle, long whistle, medium whistle. He's the finest wood flute player in the world. He plays beautiful tenor guitar, bouzouki, he even plays the bodhrán and everything. You know, you name it, he can play it. Mike McGoldrick. Yes, that plumbing that he's got in his hands at the moment they're the uilleann pipes. How wonderful they are. And next to Michael is a guy who would make you sick, actually, because he's just as good on all the whistles as Michael, just about, I would say. I mean, I hope it's not a competition between them. And, you know, plays Cittern, plays bouzouki, plays all those instruments as well. But is world famous, of course, not just in Scotland, where he's from, but is famous right around the world for his fabulous fiddle playing, John McCusker.